I don't know if you guys know, but there's a God of War TV show, and that Amazon has already ordered 2 seasons of it. God of War TV show writer reveals Amazon has already ordered 2 seasons and that he can't play the video games at all. Oh god. Oh god. What? Full disclosure, I've not read this article yet. But oh no. this is going to be Halo all over again, guys. Amazon's God of War has 2 seasons in development, according to the showrunner, Ronald D. Moore. It seems Amazon's got a lot of confidence in its God of War show. Oh man, shout out to David Jaffe, the creator of God of War. I'm sure he's ecstatic about his game having 2 seasons for a show.
I would suck off a hobo. You goddamn right I would. Every goddamn day of the week.
I mean, he got Twisted Metal going into his show, so why not God of War? Let me see. This comes from Ronald D. Moore, a highly successful TV writer and producer who's currently overseeing the journey of Kratos to the small screen, even if he can't make heads or tails of the video games. Well, hold on. Overseeing the journey of Kratos to the small screen. God of War is a game. It's already on TV screen. Did I miss something? Was God of War a movie? Moore made an appearance on the Sackhoff show. Sackhoff show? There's a guy named Sackhoff. That's an unfortunate name. With Katie Sackhoff. Oh, God. This is a real article where his current workload came up. Right now, I'm working on an adaptation of this video game called God of War that Amazon has ordered 2 seasons of, and they asked me to come in. I'm literally in the writer's room, and that's my new thing, he says. Having not played video games since arcades in the 80s, the whole property is new territory for him. He admits to trying out God of War, but found the quick-fire action stylings of Kratos and his crusade against other mythical beings to have a harsh learning curve. The controllers now, ... He laughs. Press R1. Which one's R1? Oh, I'm dead. I can't quite get a hold of that. Now, you guys can rag on me for not being a gamer all you want, but no, like this, this is the epicenter of the problem right here. These people coming to gaming and be like, sure, I can make a game out of this. Sure. It reminds me of like the Mario movie in 1993, which, by the way, I love that movie, so I shouldn't be making fun of it too much, but that's it. Oh no, I thought that was it. I was like, that's it? That's the article? What is this? I don't have an ad blocker. What is all this blank space here? Oh man, Taylor Swift reference. Had to. He's the second showrunner after the team of Mark Fergus, Hawk Otsby, and Rafe Judkins were brought in to kickstart the writing process, but who ultimately walked away after 2024. Though he may struggle with the combo-heavy timing of the God of War games, I would not quantify God of War as a combo-heavy timing game. it's a beat 'em up, if anything. Like, I guess you want to block in time sometimes for the boss fights, but combo heavy timing? I don't know. Have I played God of War? Yes, I've played. I never played the original ones, but I have played all the modern ones. Asian Swordmaster says it's not a combo game. That's Devil May Cry. Yes, I'd agree with that. It's not a fighting game. No, it's not a fighting game. It's It's action adventure, I guess. I don't know. I'd say action more than anything. More offers capable hands for the adaptation. He's developed several hit shows, including Battlestar Galactica, reboot, Outlander, and For All Mankind. I have not watched any of those shows. And contributed dozens of episodes to Star Trek, The Next Generation, Voyager, and Deep Space Nine. I did watch some Next Generation. I heard Voyager was terrible. Never watched it. And I never watched Deep Space Nine. He knows how to get a big televisual project over the line, as well as a thing or two about making sure it stays on course, or stays the course. Since most of what he worked on has lasted multiple seasons, God of War isn't just a constraint in terms of his source material either, since it's a foray into pure fantasy rather than sci-fi, where Moore spent much of his career. Nothing else is known about Amazon's God of War as of yet. The production was greenlit in 2022. Wow. In a collaboration between Amazon, Sony, and PlayStation Productions. With any luck, we'll get casting announcements and more updates soon. After the success of Fallout, Amazon is likely chomping at the bit to get this show moving. Check out our Fallout Season 2 guide for more on that project. And we have a list of every upcoming video game movie for other properties, jumping from joypad to TV and cinema. I mean, I guess there was a lot of success with Fallout, but what about the Lord of the Rings project with Amazon and how much money they blew into that? I'd imagine they didn't make their money back on that, but I mean, it's Amazon. They can do whatever the hell they want. And it's almost like making money is almost secondary to them, which is kind of the issue with this stuff.
Sackhoff Show. I am your host, Katie Sackhoff. Thank you so much for joining us today for this pretty mind-blowing, out of this world conversation. Before we get to who the guest is, I want to remind you all to stick around for the hindsight.
This is a crazy thing about YouTube. I've never heard of this person in my life, and they have 213,000 subscribers. That's impressive. I wasn't going to say it, Christopher Washington.
Sort of. You'll find out what we're going to do when we get to the hindsight. Stick around for a special announcement where we talk about the episode and everything going on in my life, all that fun stuff. Make sure you thank you. I feel like I was your favorite. I stayed out of the way. I get asked one question over and over and over again, and I don't have an answer for people. And they say, why do you not?
Jim Curley says she has subs because she's an actress, not because of her YouTube videos. That would make sense. That would make sense because, I mean, honestly, I've never heard of her in acting either, but apparently a lot of people have. It would have been nice if the article referenced like the time that they talk about it.
No, and I said, because I never asked. What is Starbuck?
It was
you know
it
what
was
I
a
can do?
process
Hold
of
on.
trying to
We can
figure
do
that
this.
out, you know, and I think in the end, I opted to not decide because every answer that we came up with was unsatisfying to what I thought she was. And what I thought she was something kind of indefinable.
All right, 117. Here we go. This is, oh, geez. At the very end, the first reference to God of War is at the 117 mark out of 121. Damn. All right, let's see. Let's rewind a little bit and see what he says.
This, and I would go, always say, yeah, I mean, go with God. Sure.
Yep.
Absolutely. But I was always had mixed feelings about it. Sure. It's hard not to, especially, you know, when I was getting those calls like 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, the body's not even cold. I mean, what the hell?
Like,
really?
Give it till 20 like they did.
Are we doing it now? I mean, wow. All right. And then it didn't happen.
I know.
So, but yeah, I mean, I expect it will happen. Sure.
Some
It'll
point.
happen. It'll happen.
It should.
It should.
If
Yes.
somebody can see a way through it.
Somebody takes a crack at it. Why not?
Yeah.
Wish them well. Maybe it's a good show. It doesn't mean, it doesn't replace what
All right,
we
this is where he
did. It
talks about it
doesn't
here.
supplant it. It's just somebody else did something else. That can be good too. You know,
Yeah.
that's fine.
What are you looking at doing next. Can you talk about what you're doing right now?
Here we go.
Oh, right now I'm working on an adaptation of, there's a video game called God of War. There's a big title in the gaming world that Amazon has ordered 2 seasons of, and they have asked me to come in. So I'm literally in the writer's room and working on that. That's my new thing.
That's such a daunting property.
Yeah, and I'm not a gamer, so
I love it. But she's like, that's such a daunting property. One, I wonder if she knows anything about it. But two, he's admitting he doesn't know anything about it. He's like casually just like, yeah, I'm not a gamer.
it's even more like, okay, I've never done this before.
Do you try to play the game?
I've tried. I'm not a gamer. I've taken a stab at it, but I don't have. I grew up in the arcade era. When you
This is the problem. Is like they just don't care to try it. They're just like, nope, I'll just make it my own. I don't really need to understand the source material and get involved with it. I'll just make the action on screen fun, and you don't need to play the game. Like if that's the case, why are you basing it? Just call it Norse mythology. Like, don't call it God of War. Like, call it something else.
Go down and put your quarters in and bang on the buttons. So I can do that. I'll play Defender. Got a Defender game or Asteroids? Sure, bring it on, baby.
I was very good at Asteroids and Street Fighter.
Centipede.
Oh my God, I killed Centipede.
All that.
Oh my God.
But the controllers now, like
they have like buttons here and like
Hollywood arrogance.
Press R1. Which one's R1? Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah,
I can't quite get over that moment of. Meanwhile, my kids, of course, do it like it's nothing. My wife can do it.
Really?
Yeah, Terry plays Skyrim.
So here's the thing: if he really cared to make sure he got it right, and he didn't understand how to press the buttons to game properly, I'll even give him that. Like, not every director has to be able to play a game and be a pro at it, but like. Why would he not say my kids can game and they can play it and they're good at it? So I sit down and watch them to understand what they go through, what the storyline is like, how the action works in it, to make sure that I can parallel the show to try to at least harken back to the game and give some moments to that. No, he's just like, everyone else in my life can game, I can't. So I just don't.
She's a Skyrim fan. She's played that for probably 15 years.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Loves it. Goes in because it's an open world game, and she likes going in. She goes and kills dragons to get money to build houses and cultivate.
Yeah, Raptor Kratos, exactly. He could just watch a playthrough of the game. Like, why not just say that? Like, oh, I tried to play it and I'm not very good at it. So what I did was I went to YouTube and watched a playthrough. I took XYZ amount of hours and watched playthroughs of XYZ amount of games just to make sure I understand the source material and where people are coming from with it.
Cultivate crops and cook and build out. And then she runs out of money and it's like, oh, I guess I got to go kill some more dragons. And off she goes, So it's like a whole thing. She loves it.
My God. Yeah. That's like, she's like a character to be written. That's hysterical.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's like I'm just killing dragons so I can plant my garden.
Yeah, that's all she does.
That's absolutely hysterical.
I do like her studio setup. It is a nice studio she's got there.
I mean, thank you. I have more, but this is long. That'll be part 2.
Okay.
That'll be part 2.
Yeah, it's a lame podcast, I'd agree. But that was very insightful how he just kind of was like coming out and say like, yeah, no, I don't play games and I tried it and I can't do it because it's hard. So you just quit and you're just going to take a script and try to make something of it. I mean, who knows? It could be fun. It could be great. Maybe you can make a great show out of just the idea of something without ever playing the game. I'm not saying that's impossible. It's just weird that this trend keeps happening with Hollywood, with game and source material. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so I guess look forward to God of War. Two seasons have been greenlit, which is insane, by the way. Because typically when it comes to a show, you get a season to prove yourself. And then if it is good, okay, cool. But how did the audience react to it? And then we'll run the numbers, crunch everything, and then maybe we'll approve a second season. Very rarely especially for a property that was approved and greenlit in 2022. We're now 3 years later, not having anything to show for it. And it sounds like they haven't even started any production or anything on it. And have a greenlit 2 seasons for that show. How much money have they already spent on this? And they have nothing to show for it already. It's crazy. It's crazy.